Psalms 105. Give thanks to the Lord and call out to him. Tell the nations what he has done. Sing to him. Sing praises to him. Tell about the amazing things he has done. Be proud of his holy name. You followers of the Lord, be happy. Depend on the Lord for strength. Always go to him for help. Remember the amazing things he has done. Remember his miracles and his fair decisions. You belong to the family of his servant Abraham. You are descendants of Jacob, the people God chose. The Lord is our God. He rules the whole world. He will remember his agreement forever. He will always keep the promises he made to his people. He will keep the agreement he made with Abraham and the promise he made to Isaac. He gave it as law to Jacob. He gave it to Israel as an agreement that will last forever. He said, I will give you the land of Canaan. It will be your very own. At the time God said this, there were only a few of his people, and they were strangers there. They traveled around from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another. But the Lord did not let anyone mistreat them. He warned kings not to harm them. He said, Don't hurt my chosen people. Don't harm my prophets. He caused a famine in that country, and people did not have enough food, but he sent a man named Joseph to go ahead of them. Joseph was sold like a slave. They tied a rope around his feet and put an iron ring around his neck. Joseph was a slave until what he said had really happened. The Lord's message proved that Joseph was right. So the king of Egypt set him free. That nation's leader let him out of jail. He put Joseph in charge of his house. Joseph took care of everything the king owned. Joseph gave instructions to the other leaders. He taught the older men. Then Israel came to Egypt. Jacob lived there in Ham's country. Jacob's family became very large and more powerful than their enemies. So the Egyptians began to hate his people. They made plans against his servants. So the Lord sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, his chosen priest. He used Moses and Aaron to do many miracles in Ham's country. He sent darkness to cover their land, but the Egyptians did not listen to him. So he changed the water into blood, and all their fish died. Their country was filled with frogs, even in the king's bedroom. The Lord gave the command, and the flies and gnats came. They were everywhere. He made the rain become hail. Lightning struck throughout their land. He destroyed their vines and fig trees. He destroyed every tree in their country. He gave the command, and the locusts and grasshoppers came. There were too many to count. They ate all the plants in the country, including all the crops in their fields. Then the Lord killed every firstborn in their country. He killed their oldest sons. He led his people out of Egypt. They were carrying gold and silver, and none of them stumbled or fell behind. Egypt was happy to see his people go, because they were afraid of them. The Lord spread out his cloud like a blanket. He used his column of fire to give his people light at night. They asked for food, and he sent them quail. He also gave them plenty of bread from heaven. He split the rock, and water came bubbling out. A river began flowing in the desert. The Lord remembered his holy promise that he had made to his servant Abraham. He brought his people out of Egypt. They came out rejoicing and singing their happy songs. Then he gave his people the lands of other nations. His people got what others had worked for. He did this so that his people would obey his laws and follow his teachings. Praise the Lord.